Sooner or later, I think it happens to all of us. We begin to think, should I be looking at alternatives to Lego? Hi, I'm Tom Bray since 1954, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And just so you know, no, I am not considering buying sets that are not Lego, not because I'm a snob or that I look down my nose at those of you who do it. There are good reasons that you have for doing it. Cost is one. But I'm sticking with Lego sets only because I'm 70 years old and there's more Lego sets than I'll ever be able to put together in my lifetime. And two, because as you know from watching my channel, I'm a grandparent investor. That's my term for it, which means I'm buying not only for myself and for my own pleasure, but for my granddaughter. And because I'm buying for my granddaughter, I want to be sure that this is kid tested. And I know that Lego sets are. I know that Lego's been in business a long time. I know that they're the largest toy company in the world, I believe, and that they stand behind their products even when they have quality control issues. So because of my granddaughter, I'm sticking with Lego sets. Of course, there is an issue with the parts to Lego Castle Minifigs. For example, I'm talking about the helmets, the shields, the armor, the weapons. If you're building, fantasy factions and you want to trick them out with helmets and armor and weapons, if you're building factions using secondary market used aftermarket, meaning you go and you buy on eBay a Wolfpack minifig, but you need the stuff to put on them. If you can't get it from Lego Pick-a-Brick and you can't find the parts, you're going to have to consider other sources, and that's what I wanted to look into. What are those other sources? Well, there are companies on Amazon that will sell you like a bulk lot of just mixed and assorted parts for your Lego Castle minifigs. And so what I thought I'd do is I try a couple of those lots, order them, look at them, and give you a review. So I bought 3 different lots off of Amazon and 1 off of Etsy, just to kind of give you a notion of what's out there, what the cost is, and what I think of it. And so you can see what's in there and what might work for you. So let's look at the first one. The first one is from a company called Pamvava. And like most of these sets that I bought, they're in the $16 to $17 range. And they come with a bunch of parts, helmets, weapons, armor, shields, and some of these parts are unique to this set, and you can't get on Pick-a-Brick right now. And some are not. Some are overlapping with things you can get on Pick-a-Brick, although, for example, some of the helmets may be a different color, like that helmet that has a flat top with a plume in the top that is black on Pick-a-Brick that you put on your figures from the Lion's Knight set is silver in this set. So that might be nice to have, something that just looks different. I bought it because it had an assortment of shields. And I knew that I wanted some shields that I could put on my fantasy factions that I'm building out of Ninjago minifigs and the Dungeon and Dragon armies that I'm building of vampires. And, I want armor and I want shields. It'd be nice to have some bat shields for the vampires, dragons, that sort of thing. And so I wanted an assortment because buying them at my Bricks and Minifig shop, the shields are costing me $2 each. So, I can only get certain shields off of Pick-a-Brick right now. The Forest Men, the Lion's Knights, the Black Falcons, and a couple of other shields that are used as decorations in those sets. And they're $1 each, $1.10. So I just thought I'd see what was out there. This set has some weapons that you can't get right now on Pick-a-Brick, like a mace and things like that. Like most of these sets, the gold color is not to my liking. But to be honest and to be fair, it's no different than the gold that's in the Ninjago sword that's gold. It's a very similar color. It's just a gold that I don't particularly care for. But here's the deal. The shields are decals in this set. Now, I didn't read the description carefully, or I never would have ordered it because, as you know, most of us hate putting on decals in our Lego sets. Why would we order something where we had to put decals on all those tiny little shields? But I tried to put one on, and it was painfully difficult to do until I read the directions, because I hadn't read the directions like a knucklehead. And when I read the directions, it was painfully easy to do. So I present that to you with that observation, that if there are shields within this set, and you get usually 2 or 3 of each faction that's represented in this set, and that's all you need, and you don't mind putting on the decal. And if there are weapons that you want in this set, like the maces, which is nice to have, and the spears that look like axes up top. I can't remember the name of those either. But anyway, and you can't get them off of Pick-a-Brick, you might really consider looking at this set. Now, the good news is that the helmet parts seem to be of like quality to those on Pick-a-Brick from Lego. For example, the helmet that is silver that goes down, it's kind of flat. It looks like a bowl up top, and it goes down over the head, and there's a cutout for the face that is now in the Lion's Knight set that you can get on Pick-a-Brick. There are, I believe, 3 or 4 of them in this set, and I can't tell the difference. I lined them all up with the Lego one, and now I can't find the Lego one. The parts look identical to me. So that's good to know. So anyway, that's the first set. It's about $16. The next set is from a company called Taken All. And as you can see, probably immediately from the picture, the draw to me there was the horses and the coverings for the horse, and, the fact that it comes with flags. And also there's some helmets with like a big plume crest and shields and capes that look very Roman Empire-like. Also some maces and some big long pokey axe spear things. And I thought that they would be really cool to have, and not something that's easy to find right now from Lego. But obviously the draw was the horses. So let me tell you about them. 2 of the horses come unassembled. 2 came assembled. There was two brown, 2 white, although I'm told from reading the comments that you could get different colors. So there it is. The assembly was pretty straightforward. It was no problem to put them together. I didn't feel like they were going to break in putting the pieces of the horse together. However, when I went to put the red coverings on the white horse, which is what's illustrated, it was so snug I could barely get it on. I was afraid I was going to split the plastic, which felt a little flimsy to me when you compare it to the covering that goes over a Lego horse. I did get it on, and it fits fine once you kind of horse it on, if you'll pardon the pun, dad pun. I would be afraid to let a kid play with it because it would break in 2 seconds. So this is not exactly something that's granddaughter-proof for the future. But it looks pretty good for now. I mean, the horses are very attractive. They stand up nicely. They fit the knights well. The blue coverings fit on the brown horses perfectly, as if they were Lego pieces. So I believe that the white horses were engineered incorrectly. Because I tried reassembling them several times thinking it might be user error, but it's not. And I think they probably threw them in the set figuring they'll frustrate you for 2 horses and they'll give you 2 good horses and you won't care because it's cheap. And, they do come together and they do look nice once they're assembled. Some of the printing on them is kind of off and sloppy. So they're not Lego horses. They don't weigh the same as Lego horses either. The Lego horse with the covering weighed substantially more by several grams than the horses in this set. But that doesn't mean that they felt necessarily cheap, except for the covering going on. I was really concerned by that. So anyway, there it is. If you're building an army with a lot of horsemen and you want to do it and save money, I mean, you consider you can get the horses and the coverings off of Pick-a-Brick right now, but it's going to cost you about $10 for that combination. Whereas, so that's $40 for 4 horses, whereas you get in this set 4 horses for $16 plus all the other parts. So if you can live with the fact that they're not quite as sturdy as what you'd get from Lego, if you're buying it for adult fan of Lego use or senior fan of Lego use only, and not with a grandkid or your own children in mind, then that may very well be a good option for you. So I present this set to you. It's got the cool Roman Empire stuff. And let's move on to the next set, which is the Miutrue set. Now, this came with a bunch of shields, too, and armor and helmets. The armor is printed. It has a graphic printing on it, which I really like. So it has certain factions of graphic printing. Because the armor I think you get off of Pick-a-Brick right now is plain. And the printing is very nice on the shields. They are not decals. And it has some, cool weapons, although not particularly unique weapons. You can find these weapons off of Pick-a-Brick right now. It has those nice, visor helmets that go up and down. I think Lego calls them crash helmets with the visor. It has some in gold, with a gold visor, and some with a silver visor. All the helmets are silver. So that's not unique to this set. But it is, it is a quick way to order off of Amazon to get these rather than waiting for Pick-a-Brick if you need them in a hurry. And if you need the shields that are included in this set. And this one is just under $17. So it's a set that's worthy of your consideration. If you just need some parts quick, if you want to have the armor that's printed, which is a really nice feature to have. I really want to trick out the factions that I'm building with kind of custom armor. They could be an allegiance with factions that have armor that's printed. So that's the third set off of Amazon. And let me just say something about these sets from Amazon. I don't think I need to order from Amazon again, these sets. I've got a nice assortment of parts and armor and helmets from these 3 sets that I ordered to review for you. Anything else, when I put in an order for Pick-a-Brick, which I'm doing for Lions, Knights, Minifigs, and Forestmen and Black Falcon Minifigs, I'll just throw in some, weapons and helmets and things that are available on Pick-a-Brick right now. I'm not really saving that much money per part on the helmets and things by buying in this lot. The value in it is you get it quickly and you get an assortment and it's fast, and the shields are much less expensive when you aggregate and amortize the cost over the entire lot. Now, the last lot I bought was off of Etsy, and this by far was the most satisfying shopping experience to me. This is from a place called Muse Brick Arts, and I know that there are probably several places on Etsy that sell castle parts. So if you know of any, please let me know in the comments because I want to check them out. I'm looking for capes and flags and things. And I just stumbled across this one and I ordered for them because they had helmets that I wanted and they had beautifully printed armor and the shields. Here's was the principal advantage to me in ordering off this Etsy shop. I could really drill down on exactly what I needed. So for my vampire fantasy army that I'm building, I wanted bat shields. And I would have had to buy multiple lots of these Amazon things at $16 a lot to get the number of shields I needed. Where here on Etsy, I could buy 5 for $2.95 or whatever it was in this shop. So I could get 10 for $6. And when you consider that a vintage shield of that faction might cost me $2 if I can even find them. Plus, if I'm buying from all over the internet, from different shops, I'm paying different shipping charges. You know what I mean? That would all add up. This becomes very, very appealing. There were also weapons that I had never seen before. Of course, I'm the last guy on earth to know anything. So take this with a grain of salt. But there's this beautiful broadsword. It's just spectacular looking. There's some really beautiful armor I want to go back and buy. I did buy some printed armor. I bought some helmets. I don't know if Muse Brick Arts buys their parts from the same source as Amazon. They could be all from China, for all I know. But it just seems to me, and maybe I'm imagining it, but it seems to me that if they are from the same source, that this Etsy shop takes care in cherry picking out the best of the best to put in their lots, because everything was sharply printed. It was of good quality. I felt good when I received these, and I'll be back for more from this source, because I want to trick out my Ninjago fantasy knights that I'm building with specific helmets and specific armor and specific weapons I can't get on Pick-a-Brick right now, and I don't want to go searching for in the used Lego market. So here are my conclusions from this experience. The shields can be good value, especially when you're looking for out-of-print factions. If you only need one or two of a certain faction and you just want to have them as a reserve, and you don't need a vast order of them, then any one, either the first, the Pamvava, or the Miutrue lot might be the ones for you, because if you don't mind putting on the decals, that would be the first one, and the last are already printed. You can find a good variety of weapons, and often weapons that you can't get on Pick-a-Brick right now. But the cost savings from the ones you can get on Pick-a-Brick, it's iffy. I mean, you can get a spear on Pick-a-Brick for, 21 cents or whatever. So whether or not it's cheaper, that's for you to decide. The horses are a mixed bag. I'll be sticking with Lego horses from now on, just because they are no doubt of higher quality, and my granddaughter's going to be playing with these. And finally, if you want control over the lot, if you want 5 of one thing and 10 of another thing, then look to Etsy, where you can get shields that are printed in one faction, and you can get multiples of them, and you can get exactly what you want. And the same with the armor, and the same with the weapons. That's my experience. It's just a comfort to me to know that these sources are out there, and I just wanted to pass it on to you. You probably know this already, because I'm the last one on earth to know anything. But if you don't know it, these are worthy of your attention, and I would be really interested to hear from you whether or not you use sources like this, and whether there are Etsy shops that you like to shop at, or even something online that I don't know. Leave it in the comments. In the meantime, thank you so much for your support. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks for watching.